might catch me howling at the moon.
If you cast your mind back to the days before everything changed, it is extraordinary how badly things were misjudged, how it all went wrong. This video was shared by the mayor of Milan on February the 27th, when politicians in northern Italy were either blaming migrants for the virus or insisting the country's financial capital had to remain open for business. As a piece of politics, it was catastrophic.
These messages had a huge impact and probably led people to underestimate what was happening here. After a couple of weeks, all these politicians had to apologize.
More than a week before that, tens of thousands of football fans had descended on the San Siro Stadium in Milan to watch the Champions League game between Atalanta and the Spanish club Valencia. It's now widely suspected that this was the trigger for the virus to jump countries. As the days turned into weeks, the sheer horror of the situation turned into a daily reality. 300 dead, 400, 500, 600, 700 a day. Italy peaked at just under 1,000. There was nowhere to put the bodies. They used an ice rink in Madrid, the Spanish capital, absolutely on its knees. By now, Europe was in a flat panic. Its famous open borders were closed. By March the 11th, the US had banned flights from the Schengen area, and inevitably the ban was reciprocated. Business stopped. Unemployment rocketed. European unity was nowhere to be seen amid allegations of countries hoarding protective medical equipment and not sharing it with Italy and Spain.
No member state can handle this crisis on their own. And because in this crisis, and in our union more generally, it is only by helping each other that we can help ourselves.
Not only could Europe not agree on ways of helping each other's economies, there were enormous differences in the response to the pandemic. Sweden didn't go into lockdown at all. Germany tested as many people as it could for the virus and had a much lower death rate than other countries. Hungary banned elections and handed all power to Prime Minister Viktor Orban, to the consternation of much of the European Union. France began the same grim trajectory of cases as Italy had a few weeks before, and the UK too, where the country's underfunded healthcare system was feared to be under such strain that the army helped build new hospitals in exhibition centres. Prime Minister Boris Johnson had to be rushed into intensive care with the virus and is only now beginning to recover. Europe felt like it was in disarray. One of the biggest questions about the new reality is what it says about us and our ability to adapt to a situation none of us have ever known. In some ways, it's brought out the best in people, a shared trauma eased slightly by community spirit on every European balcony. People try to find the positives like cleaner air or cleaner water. Everyone knows a day will come when the police won't fine people for being outside, and there'll be a vaccine. People in Europe and beyond will tell their children about what it was like to live through the virus. The problem is what happens between now and then. Laurence, Al Jazeera in London.